Here are 5 movements or drills to incorporate into your warm-up to increase your top end speed or your max speed. Before we start, I think it's important to note, based on my previous video, that when it comes to sprinting, that there are 2 phases that a lot of people don't know about. There's an acceleration phase and a top end speed phase, and those 2 phases have mechanical differences inside of them. Acceleration phase being the beginning of a sprint when you're trying to get up to speed, and top end speed phase is when you're up to speed. In these 5 drills, we're targeting more top end speed mechanics. If you've yet to see my previous video, I would highly suggest to go watch it after this one. It's an informational game changer when it comes to sprinting faster. And that's not me just trying to push you to another one of my videos. It's just the truth. Go watch it. It will help out a ton. There are phases to sprinting that oftentimes athletes have no clue about. It also might be the reason that you're not able to get faster. And the topic of this video. Here are the 5 movements: single leg bound with cycling, B skip, power skip, and single leg bounce to sprint. If done correctly and with intent, these 5 exercises, when programmed often, will significantly help not with only your top end speed, but also decrease the risk of injury. Straight leg bound. With a high center of gravity, staying tall and keeping your heels off the ground. The legs should remain relatively straight and snapping back with the shin and foot underneath the hip. I like to incorporate a bouncier version and a faster version, both of which are trying to grab the ground underneath your hip and pull you forward. The next one, take that straight leg bound, and instead of bounding on both legs, you're going to be bounding on one, and the other leg is going to be cycling. This is a really advanced movement that will take time to learn and master. I recommend starting off with bounding and cycling in a pattern like you see here. Think of the bound as your home space. Then over time, focus on being able to do it every rep and moving at a faster pace. Number 3, B skips. The leg in the skip is very similar to the cycling leg inside of the previous one. You want to think about snapping your calf to your hamstring, pull the foot underneath the hip, then cycle the knee and foot around out in front. Snap the shin and foot out, all while staying tall and making contact underneath your hip or center of gravity. The rhythm of this one and many of the others can definitely be challenging. So in the beginning, don't worry too much about speed and distance you're covering, as much as technique and the pattern. Number 4, power skips. In this instance, looking for distance. Simply punch the knee through hard and cover as much ground per strike as possible. They're called power skips, so you really want to punch the knee through hard and push down the track or field. And then the last one we have is a single leg bounce into a sprint. For 5 to 6 bounces on one leg, slowly but steadily increase the distance and speed at which you're bouncing, then rolling out of the ascending bounce into a 75% effort sprint, increasing speed over time. With this one, I would say do it more towards the end of your warm-up when you're about to finish. The secret about all 5 of these is it's not so much about the intensity in which you do them, but more so the consistency in which you do them. That's why the great place to put these is in the warm-up. Even at lower intensities in a warm-up, these 5 movements will help ingrain better motor patterns and movements for your top end speed mechanics when it comes to sprinting. As always, please feel free to comment any questions that you have. I will answer. Or better yet, comment a training concept that you want to learn more about, and maybe I'll do a whole other video on it. Don't forget to subscribe. As of now, I'm putting out videos every other week. Thank you.